Welcome to Often Pacing on Tab Radio Racing and Sport. Tim Walker will be joined by Matt Young and Oliver Cownie as they delve into the form for today's Pinjarra harness meeting, as well as an early look at tomorrow's meeting at Gloucester Park. We are Often Pacing.
A very good morning, everybody. Welcome along to another edition of Often Pacing. Great to be back with you this week after the public holiday Monday last week, and we've got plenty to work through over the course of the next half hour or so here. Matt Young, Oli Cownie are not too far away, and Shannon Suvaljko will be with us as well. He'll look at his drives over the next couple of days and also some success over the course of the weekend that we'll be able to touch on. Yesterday, obviously, from Kellerberrin, which we'll dive into, the Central Wheatbelt Cup that we had there yesterday. So we'll touch on that with him. And in this part of the Tab Radio broadcast today, we have also got the second event coming up from Grafton, so that will be at 9:22. So that will be right after our segment with Matt and Ollie, and just before we get to Shannon, we will have to take that second event for broadcast at Grafton, obviously getting underway early on this public holiday over on the East Coast. But let's get stuck into it. Let's not keep our experts waiting any longer. Oli Cownie, a very good morning to you.
Morning, Tim. Great week of racing last week. I'm looking forward to dissecting it.
And Matt Young's going to help you do just that. Hello to you once again, Matt.
Morning to you, Tim. Morning, Ollie. Everyone tuned in.
Matt and Ollie, just a quick one before we get stuck into the racing from Friday night and your thoughts on today. Obviously, we've got the King's birthday honours, and it was great to see in the West Australian paper today, there's a lovely write-up on Ken Casellas, who's a familiar face at Gloucester Park. Every Tuesday, every Friday, he's been fantastic with his work in the harness racing media. He's down here, as I said, every Tuesday and Friday night. He's catching up with the participants, getting all of the backstories into the winners and some of those horses that have performed well on the night, and there's the lovely write-up on him. He gets the King's Birthday Honours recognition today. Matt, just to you firstly, great to see him getting recognised today.
Yeah, look, Kenny is a living legend. He's been an incredibly good person to me in my career over the years, and he's always a familiar and friendly face, going to Gloucester Park on Fridays when I was learning the ropes, and always a great deal of humour when he worked alongside John Hunt and also working alongside Richard Bell when he was introducing horses onto the track on the Friday nights. And, yeah, he was always the voice of Gloucester Park alongside the race caller. So, look, Kenny's work in what he's been able to do over the years for media, for harness racing, and for sports in general has been first class, and he deserves every accolade that comes his way. He's one of the great living legends of the sport, and I think he's someone that really deserves everything, and he deserves the respect of everyone in the game, and I think he has it, so well done to Kenny.
Yep, recognised with the Order of Australia medal. And Ollie, I'm sure you've had a few dealings as well with Ken when you're down here on Friday nights at Gloucester Park, and there's not too much that will get past him when it comes to finding a good story here on a Tuesday and a Friday night.
No, he's a fantastic promoter of the sport, and every article he writes, it's very thorough and it's got really interesting information, and that's just vital for the sport of harness racing going forward, having people's stories told, because that's really, the biggest part of the sport.
Certainly is. All right, well, let's get stuck into our look back at Gloucester Park from Friday night and get some horses to follow, gents. Obviously, we had a couple of really intriguing races on paper, and a couple where the winners were really well concealed, but we had a good night of pacing action here, 10 events to work through. And Ollie, we'll start with you, with your first of three horses to follow from the program.
Yeah, and it's out of that first race, and this horse showed brilliant gate speed, as he always does. Velocipede, he zipped off the gate there. He was able to cross the favourite Manhattan Moon, and he really he ran along there, and he went maybe a little bit too fast, and in the end, Manhattan Moon was able to get out off his back and was able to run over the top, but he battled on really strongly for second, and they went 155.7, which is pretty sharp for that type of race. So I really do think he can find the front in a race soon, and he can prove really hard to catch there. It was a terrific run Friday, and he seems to be getting better each time he goes to the races. And then my next horse to follow was another one that I thought was really good on Friday, and it also continues to be getting better each run in race 6. Yankee Lincoln, I really thought he loomed into it quite strongly on the corner, and for a moment I thought he was going to run over the top and win, but in the end Malachi was just too tough, too strong, and she was a deserving winner. She was really impressive there, sitting without cover and just proving too good. But the times they ran, they got home about 58 seconds in a 1:58 mile rate. So I still think the effort of Yankee Lincoln in second there was really good. So I'm happy to follow him, and he is a horse with very good gate speed. So he might be able to find the front in a race soon and prove really hard to catch in that type of company. And then my last horse to follow was out of the last race, and he's eligible for a little bit easier in Magic Bay, and I think he's going pretty well at the moment. He started from gate 1 there on Friday, and he was around some pretty nice horses, some horses that he probably hasn't gone up against a lot in his career, like the Little Master and Heavenly Wage and Quinton, and he battled away really well there for 4th place and wasn't beaten far at all. So I think there's a race very soon, maybe a little bit easier than this one, that he can figure in and maybe even win.
All right, so that is Velocipede, Yankee Lincoln and Magic Bay for Ollie. Matt, I think you're starting at the same point as Ollie.
Yeah, absolutely. I quite liked Velocipede's run, and I think there's a big chance for him to be able to get a victory very soon. So I was confident that he could join the winners list very soon. I'm sticking with the Michael George stable with Faster Than Dad. He's been one that's been catching my eye a fair bit lately, and he gets a really good opportunity for mine to be able to win one soon as we get into the winter months and those races just get a little bit easier, and there's a chance for him to get some better draws. And look, I think Faster Than Dad's been making up ground in very quick last halves, and he gets a really good opportunity coming up soon, I think. So I just like the way that he's been going about it, and he really sizzled through the line. I also like the performance of Shuby's Double, who was one that probably about 3 starts ago caught my eye, and I always liked this horse as a 2-year-old. Just taken a while to see her get back to a better form. She was placed in a 154.8 behind I See You Baby. I just think she is eligible for a lot easier, and I just liked her last 3 runs now have all sort of ticked the boxes for me, and I think she's able to get back and probably win one very soon. So she's definitely one to follow. So Velocipede, Faster Than Dad and Shuby's Double are the horses to follow from Friday.
Okay, so that is a look at Gloucester Park Friday night. Now we turn our attention to today at Pinjarra, and we'll let you keep rolling, Matt. You're going to race number 3 for the first of your plays.
Yeah, race number 3 today. Actually, it's race 5. I think I've got place down there, Tim. I'm pretty sure.
3, 4 and 9, unless it's 4, 5 and 9. Did you mean that?
No, we're looking at the wrong one. 3. Race 3, number 3. We'll stick with the 3s here. Karaoke Star. Look, I'm not against Spirit Spinner of Yarns being able to win this race, but I think he's short enough, in the market for where he's probably at, and I think Karaoke Star is going to get a really good run. So I just thought each way, happy to have a hit at this horse each way, and Karaoke Star, I think, can just sit there, wait for one run, and then hopefully go whack late. So race 3, number 3 for me in this race. Then race number 4, going with the 7, Khaleesi. I think Khaleesi's been knocking on the door for a win pretty strongly as of late. This is a sort of race where I'm confident that Khaleesi could probably get up outside them at some stage and then be able to outstay them. So I'm with Khaleesi in race 4, number 7. And then we're a bit patient. We go to the last, where I think Artful Major will get the job done in the final event, number 10. So race 9, number 10, Artful Major. Just looks well placed for mine. I think he'll run a really big race, and happy to be with him in the final event, race 9, number 10. So they're the 3 for today: Artful Major, Khaleesi, and also Karaoke Star.
All right, race 3, number 3, Karaoke Star, race 4, number 7, Khaleesi, race 9, number 10 in Artful Major. So that's for Matt today. Ollie, what have you got for us at Pinjarra?
In race 5, I was keen to kick things off for us. In this race, Ideal Insider has pretty ordinary numerical form, but I do think the horse is going much better than that. It was pretty good last start, or 2 starts ago, running on strongly behind Big Boz, and then last start it was pretty hard to get into from the back. They got home in 28.8, so that's just a bit too hard to make ground from out the back, and I think finds a really suitable race here where there might be a little bit of speed on in the early stages. Lucy N might be trying to get forward, and I'm Drinking Doubles will probably come across at the start. So if there's a bit happening early, I can see Ideal Insider just sitting off the speed and hopefully running into it late. I think it's a really good 1/3 type angle there. And then my next bet is in race 8. I thought it was a pretty even race, this one, and there's certainly a few horses that could win this without really surprising. Jimmy Rocks does look hardest to beat, but he is first up from a spell. So I'm happy to be with Sid Strepo here on another 1/3 basis. I think he's actually racing pretty well despite his numerical form, and he's never too far away. So he's got the claim here with Liam Elliott jumping on, and I think he can just be saved up for one run at them late, which is his best racing pattern, and hopefully there's a bit of speed on. And if there is, I think he can be in the money there. And then our next one is also a Brett Smith trained horse, and this one is Have You Met Ted? And I think this horse will get a really good run on the back of Soho Vespa Lind, who has the 5-point claim here to draw gate 1, and I think she has the speed to lead, and it's probably a fairly suitable race, this one, for Soho's Vespa Lind to bounce back to form, and we'll just get the perfect run on its back with that horse. So I think it looks a really good 1/3 angle there. The favourite's going to be hard to beat in Artful Major, but he's off the back row and he is first up from a spell. So I think he might need to do a bit of work at some stage, and being lead is back, getting the last shot at them. I think it'll get every chance, that horse.
All right, so that is race 5, number 5, Ideal Insider, race 8, number 9, Sid Strepo, and race 9, number 8, Have You Met Ted? So that is for Ollie today at Pinjarra. Now, they're 3 minutes away, or a tick over 3 minutes away from the second event of the morning at Grafton. So just very quickly before we get the boys' Gloucester Park thoughts, the 12 Mad Anna is the $3 favourite ahead of 3 Guarded Optimist, $3.20. I Ain't Chicken at $6, $6.50 Just to Serve, $9.50. Fullman Faloo at there is the 9, and then you've got Crownham, the 1 at $12, 4 Hard Ash at $26, 7 Memusa Diva is at $34, and it's Minister Garrett at $71, $81 about Sir Zeno, and then $101 about the 2 and the 10 Gold Something at Neffy respectively. 8, 14, 15, 16 scratchings there from the second at Grafton. That's over the 22.40 at Class 1 coming up there in 3 minutes' time. Before we get there, we've got Gloucester Park to work through tomorrow night. Ollie, we'll let you start off.
In race 4, I think a horse that's unbeaten here can continue the winning run, and there's 2 of them, but I'm really keen to be with her presence. I thought she was an awesome winner last start. She did a stack of work. She was off the track. She didn't beat highly credentialed horses there, but just the way she did it was so impressive for mine. I think it looks a race where she can hold the advantage on Skipper Beat, and hopefully that can prove the difference. I just don't think Raja Rocks is racing that well. So I think she can get the better of him and hopefully hold the advantage on Skipper Beat, who's a nice horse too, and should prove really hard to beat there. And then the next bet I was keen to have tomorrow night was go El Viento. I think he can hold the advantage on the main rival in this race, Spirited Whitby, and if he's able to do that, he's going to prove really hard to beat. I think he's going well enough at the moment, and yeah, this looks a really suitable race for him, so keen to be with him as well.
All right, so that is for Ollie there tomorrow night at Gloucester Park. Matt, what about yourself?
Race 1, number 5, Blue Blazer, I was very keen on. I thought there was a big chance he could be able to burn across and lead here, and if he led, I think he would win. I just think this is a really suitable race for him, so I was with race 1, number 5, Blue Blazer, and race 6, number 4, Mac Freeway. I think there's a big chance Mac Freeway could end up in front in this race. Second up, first up run wasn't a bad effort, and I think will be a lot better second up and can get the job done. Likely to be the favourite though. At a shorter quote, race 6, number 4, Mac Freeway, and race 1, number 5, Blue Blazer, might suit best for GP.
Excellent. All right. Beautifully timed, gents, because we're 1 minute off start time there for the second at Grafton. So for Ollie, her presence, race 4, number 4 tomorrow night, and Como El Viento, race 7, number 6. And for Matt, Blue Blazer, race 1, number 5, and race 6, number 4 in Mac Freeway for Gloucester Park. Today, Matt, the Racing WA Harness X-Page should be a nice day down there at Pinjarra. 22 degrees and sunny. It would have been nice if we got that for the long weekend last week, but it'll be nice down there today nonetheless.
Yeah, the rain set in last week towards the end of the meeting, but looking forward to today, and it should be beautiful winter racing conditions.
All right, and we look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow morning on the Sports Daily. And Ollie, thank you for your time this morning as well, and hopefully plenty of winners for you over the next week.
Thanks, Tim.
On Tab Radio, Racing and Sport, this is Often Pacing.
Great to have your company, and the numbers are there at Grafton. The 6 has got the photo there, 6, 9, 12 and 3 in race number 2 on the card there. All right, great to have Shannon Suvaljko with us on the program. We won't keep him waiting any longer. Shannon, a very good morning to you.
Yeah, good day. How you going? Good.
Great to have you on the program. All is well here, and I trust all is well with you as well, off the back of a couple of winners there yesterday at Kellerberry, including in the Central Wheatbelt Cup itself with Beyond Bling. What did you make of his performance yesterday?
Yeah, he's been racing really well, and Lang's team goes good when, they have a few runs under their belt. So, we got the right run. We were 3 battler rails. I thought they'd run along, and, we got out at the right time, and, just picked up Emily on the line. So, it went really good.
Were you always confident of getting Emily and obviously Youngie's horse there?
Yeah, I thought that was stepping up in grade, but it still ran a good race. It had done all the work in the breeze, and and they'd run along. So the other back marker, Peterson's also way back in the field, and I was able to shove off at the bell and then grabbing the 1-1, and I just saved to the home corner, and just kept him down the straight, but. Yeah, they're both credible runs, both the first and second horses. Yeah,
been working to a win, had Beyond Bling and got that yesterday. And then obviously also had a winner earlier on in the day with Our First Impression. What was your takeaway from that performance?
Yeah, the same. It was drawn the inside of the back line, so I needed a lot of luck. And I read the race really good because I thought the 4, 5, 6 would come out. And then I thought there might be a gap if I can get off fast enough off the rails. And, we were able to get in the 1-1 over the mile, and he's been running okay, and his last run was full of merit at Pinjarra, so I thought I gave him an each-way chance if I got in the right position, and to his credit, he done the job too.
So that was a job well done yesterday, a couple of winners at Kellerberry, and we'll turn our attention to Pinjarra today if we can, and we spoke a little bit about the Lightning Lap earlier on with Matt and Ollie. One of Matt's plays came up in this race. He was keen to be with Karaoke Star, but you team up with Spinner of Yarns, who is a $1.95 favourite here. How did you assess his performance last Monday, first and foremost?
Yeah, he had a couple of trials, and I knew he was a couple runs short, and then he went in that Lightning Lap last start, and he hadn't been in many of them, but he showed actually good speed. I didn't expect him to get off the arm as good as he did, but he showed good speed, and he had to work a little bit early, but and then the pressure never came off, so he kind of had to run the whole 1100 flat out. So he knocked up late, but he was probably entitled to. So with that run under his belt, I expect him to just roll up, and if he gets out the same, he'll lead, and and he'll be hard to beat for this lap, I reckon. Yeah,
so confident that if you lead, you'll win. Is that the indication?
Yeah, I knew that the first run would take a lot of benefit because he had to sprint the whole 1100. If he could have just got a bit of a gap, he would have been okay. But he'll improve on every run he does. But this is his race if he can come forward from that run.
All right, G. Smith. So last time out, did you feel like it was a pass mark in the standing start event here, or what was your assessment of his last start effort?
Yeah, it's probably a pass mark. He does his best work up closer in the field, and he got hemmed in a little bit there and had to go wide. But this race looks good for him. He could jump to the front, and he could give him some curry out in front, I think.
All right, live place chance.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, probably Hawley's horse will be hard to beat because it showed really good speed at its first start, and if it has that speed again in the last lap, it's going to be hard to hold out. But G. Smith's going really well, so yeah, I'll give him a good place sense.
All right, now this has only happened in the last couple of moments, but Lovaso is a scratching today, a late scratching from race number 7. Are you any the wiser, or can you provide an update there? Because obviously that was going to be one of the really key players, obviously, and the other fancied runner has come out as well there in Miss Vincenza, so this race has changed significantly, this 7th event. But from Lovaso's point of view, are you any the wiser there?
Yeah, I knew they were having a little bit of problems with her, so yeah, I didn't know much about that. But I just seen on my emails that came through that it was scratched. So yeah, if it's got a bit of a problem, then yeah, Reedy doesn't take any chances. So.
All right, hopefully it can be a case of seeing Lovaso in the not too distant future, and then Brule ends your day. Will you just be hoping for a bit of luck there?
Yeah, he's racing okay, but yeah, it's not a bad field, this last one, so yeah, we'll need a bit of luck in that one.
All right, and just a quick eye towards tomorrow night. There's each way chances scattered right throughout the course of the program for you. Was there one that stood out, or one that you're looking forward to in particular tomorrow night, Shannon?
They're all going all right. Diamond Bay's racing well, and he's probably an each way chance, and probably also Mars Attack, the 2-year-old. I know Campos is in there again, but I know it will be improved by the run, and they've done a good job first up. So if it continues to improve, it will be a nice filly going forward. Yeah,
I was going to ask you about that effort last week, but you've answered it for us there. Well, good luck today and also tomorrow. Hopefully there can be a few winners, and that can roll on through the rest of the week. Thanks for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. There is Shannon Suvaljko with us on the program, rounding out off and pacing. All right. 0427789571 is our Retrovision text line. Don't forget, at any time of Off and Pacing, you can text through if you've got any questions of our guests, whether it's Matt and Ollie or one of our special guests each and every week. You can fire them on through. And don't forget, if you missed the podcast or missed a part of the program today, you can jump on tabradio.com.au as well, and it will be up there very shortly. Thanks for your company this morning. On the other side of the break, we're going to take the previews from the East Coast. We'll take the previews from races 3 to 10 for Grafton, and we'll also have Canterbury today and Mornington. So there's plenty to look forward to from a thoroughbred point of view on the East Coast. And there's also Gawler and Cairns. And then we've also got Pinjarra, where we'll have the final thoughts from Matt McDermott. He, of course, is calling all of the action down there today. He will be along about 15 to 20 minutes before the first race that gets underway at 12:19. 9 events on the program. Looking forward to seeing how all of that plays out today. But in the meantime, we'll take a very short break. And when we come back, we will link up with the East Coast preview of Grafton, the SRX meeting for today from race number 3.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.